Thought I'd show you just how good these cables look if it'd focus. Kind of hard to miss the busted up sheath there. Busted up sheath and the cable sticking out of it there. Yeah, they're all in just wonderful shape. And this little one here, doesn't that look good? That's for the flow control on the bottom valve. The top three have knobs for the flow control. That one's got a knob too, but it's up in the cab. And what the parts book shows, that cable runs back here and then makes a funky loop, but it looks like it actually does a long loop here, because it looks like it goes down right here and underneath and up, so that's not as bad as the book shows. I'm assuming to get these apart, I've got to get those other pieces screwed up onto the cable so I can get in to unpin inside. And of course, we got one that's totally missing, so I either have to find these parts or make them. I don't care either way. Don't look like it's that big a deal. But this is where we're at. Finally getting this apart so I can measure the cables. I don't think they may not be as long as I thought. They might be 8 foot. They might even be 7 foot. I don't know. It ain't that far back here, I guess. Either way, I still got to get one out to figure out what I need. As soon as number one gets done, she just finished feeding. As soon as she gets a couple other things done, probably go scatter that hay around again. And number two went to town. When she gets back, her and I will probably go get the rakes and see about getting the big baler hooked up the rest of the way and ready to go. And we'll see what the day brings. I don't know. We might be able to bale some today. I guess that's one advantage to a round baler. You can go make a bale, and then you can check the moisture on it when it's in the bale, and there's nothing in the baler. But if I go up there and get one bale out so we can see what we got for sure. We test anyway beforehand, but if I do that, I've got almost 2 full bales stuck in the baler, and wet hay in a baler is not a good thing. I don't like it anyway. So, oh well. I'll get you some more. All right, half an hour later, one cable's off. Got the top one out. It's actually probably the best condition of all of them, but it still don't move. It's laying over here. I don't know, it's probably 8 foot. Kind of looking the way they got them routed, I think there's a better way, because they pull them down too low here. And I think if they're a longer curve up about here, and then this is actually too low too, where they come through, because it lines up with the very bottom one, which puts pretty good curves in the others. So I'm thinking I'm going to do something different there too. Actually, might do something that'll keep them separated better. The straighter these cables are, the longer they last, the better they work. They're made so you can get around corners, but there's getting around corners and there's putting an S-turn in 2 or 3 spots. That don't work so well. And the cap screws that held the caps on, these pieces here. I know there's one here somewhere. Yeah. This piece here slides up on that and holds it in. I thought those were metric and 10 millimeter fit loose. There was a couple of them been replaced and they had bigger heads. What do you know? They're standard. They're 3/8 and a couple have been replaced for 7/16 hex. So they're just 1/4 inch bolts. And I found a few to replace the 2 that weren't here, and I dropped 2, and I think they're just underneath the edge of the valve. I don't know how to get there from here. And replace the ones with the 7/16 head, because it's a pain in the ass to get them out with a bigger head. So flange bolts work better. And I have them. I just got to get threads cleaned up on them, and all this stuff's got to get cleaned up. And, you know, just more fun. And yeah, number one's headed out. I opted, instead of scattering that hay again today, she's taking a tedder rake out. She's going to throw it back in the windrow. Because it's cloudy today. It was nice earlier, and they're saying chance of showers today. I'd rather have it showered on in a windrow than scattered out. You know, it really, 6 one, half dozen the other for drying. But at least it doesn't sit there holding the moisture on the whole thing, just, you know, on the whole field. So, with number 2, she's opening gates, letting her out there so the cows don't go where they shouldn't. And she gets back up, she's going to start working on that flow control cable to see if she can get it out of the cab. I'm not sure what holds it here. I just know that it's unhooked. So, you know, it's that little thing. Let's see. Oops. There, dead center in the screen. Looks like it's got a little ball that it pops onto. So, anyway, there's some more for you. Hey, you watch videos and you see lights flashing on the dash. Yeah, these are flashing fast because the front flashers on this cab always have issues. When we did everything, it was missing the plastic piece on the back by the air cleaner, cab cleaner anyway. And that's all a metal piece. Makes it more of a pain to get the filter out, but it's got LED lights, the wiring's all good, but these fronts, the sockets are shot. And without building a whole new piece, there's not much I can do about it. So, but finally headed up to get the V-rake. And hopefully get back. Yeah, we'll get back in time for lunch. Number 1's still out there with the tedder rake, so I'll bring you back. We used to farm this river creek bottom through here till landowners, one kid decided he wanted to start making hay again. Oh yeah, and they put this in the government program. Isn't that beautiful? A whole bunch of crap growing up. But kind of looks like what they cut back there might have got washed. Doesn't have any color in it. And I know when we cut after the rain, so if that's baled now, they obviously cut before the rain. They might run this guy over. Number 2 and I were up getting the V-rake. Number 1 had a little issue. This thing is, it's over 40 years old. This is actually our second Lully tedder rake we had. We wore the first one out. This one's been wore out a couple times. If you can tell by those holes, if you can see them. We've had issues with it before. The top one's the only one that hasn't wobbled out. The others are. They're metric. Out of the 5 bolts, 1 broke off. The other 2 are God knows where. And there's 2 left. Well, the bottom 2 in here go into dead end holes. These others, the 2 are drilled out. The one with the broken bolt in it, I got to drill out. I'm going to take the cut off and square the ends up so we can put a bolt through there. It's going to get a bolt with a flange lock nut on it. Well, at least on 2 of them. I only got 2 flange lock nuts. And we're going to see if we can keep it together this time. Because they've been Loctited, they've been everything. And the threads in the bottom holes are good enough. I think we'll clean them out, probably Loctite them, because really there's no reason to take this off unless you really blow it up. And in that case, I'm not going to fix it if it really blows up. You know, been there before. The gear is wobbled a pretty good hole. If you can see. If you see it, you do. If you don't, you don't. Right there. It's, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch or better. Wore out. That's from when it cocks out a little bit. The bearing's no longer in there and the gear is. So, yeah, it is what it is. We're going to throw it together make her work again. The other side has never done it. It's just this side. Don't know why. So, anyway, after lunch now, humid as hell, overcast, hasn't rained yet here. It is about 20 miles from here. So, maybe we'll get somewhere without rain, maybe we won't. I'm hoping to get this together and get her to finish that today. We'll see. Not Chris Ledoux, you may or may not hear in the background. I don't want to get any of that crap going. Yeah, my plan's working right. I just gotta knock the corners off the nuts for clearance. Yeah, I need to put my shades on. Safety squints, man. And here we go. I already got the tool set where it needs to be from doing the other two. Actually, I ran it in just a touch because this one's got a little bit less clearance. That's all the farther I'm going to go. And number one asked me, well, are you changing bolts? No, I'm not changing bolts. I want a bolt to take that nut out with that, and I put it in. Sorry about that, but it takes both hands to break her loose. I put it in and used the bolt to hold it straight. Oh, hey, by the way, a little past Father's Day and my birthday now, but I guess we ain't to Father's Day yet, are we, or did we? Yeah, we just did Father's Day. That's what number one got me for my birthday and Father's Day. Then I told her, good, you get to put them up on the wall. You notice they're not up there yet.
Been on a tractor.
You know, now she's kind of been on a tractor. So, and I'll show you what we did on the outside of this thing. Had a hell of a time drilling that broken one out. Grade 8 bolts don't drill very well. But that's what we did. Yeah, I know. Oh, you cut part of the head off. No, I cut one flat off. Otherwise, I'd have to take too much of the housing out. She ain't pretty, but she's there. And we did have 2 spares, metrics. And she's going to check those before she puts them in, just to make sure they don't happen to be 1/2 inch instead of, I think they're 12 millimeter. Because they got to fit. Look at that. Okay, and she's going to Loctite the hell out of those. Then we're going to button her up. So, oh yeah, by the way, there's a seat that got cleaned up. You didn't see that before. And the dogs have been in here laying on the what was a clean pad. That's the bottom side. It'll get cleaned up again. At least I think we got most of the oil and stuff off. Hopefully it doesn't finish disintegrating. And I'll get you some more. I don't hear Chris Ledoux in the background, but it's the passenger if you're wondering. Yeah, we're off just enough they're hitting. So I don't know where we gotta go a turn or a tooth. That's the bad thing about these, and hopefully one tooth doesn't throw it in the wrong spot too. We're about to find out. After it was already tightened up good.
And Loctited.
And the bottoms were Loctited, but it's never set yet.
Get off!
Dogs like that. See, I told you earlier. Yeah, she said Father Mucker. She didn't say anything else, see? I figured I better close the video with something. She just finished. That poor old thing. It's still on there. These cows finally came out. They've been hiding in the barn all day till probably half hour ago. Those guys have been out. And then she probably thinks I'm going to get that other gate. So, anyway. Stare at the ground for a second. Sorry. There, more cows in the sun. Cows this way. And she's up there. And, you know, hit the like. Hit the subscribe if you haven't. Come over here and say hi to Bam Bam. Yeah. He's the one who chased that red coyote off the other day. Wished I'd have known he was chasing him, Tim. He had been ready to shoot for that one instead of looking at the one that I had. Anyway, thanks for watching.